So if I had some money and I wanted to buy some dividend stocks today, what company would I buy? In this video, I'll give you my top 5 companies that I would buy today. One of them actually did just recently. These are all dividend stocks, so the dividend yield will be over 5%. They all have great dividend stability, dividend growth, and look, I'll explain why I chose the companies as we get into the video. These are not necessarily the companies that I would buy in, say, 1 month, 6 months, 12 months. I just don't know. This is based on the research I've just done, so the companies that I would buy right now. This is also the companies that I would buy right now, and I'm not necessarily making any sort of judgment on what you should buy right now. You need to do your own due diligence and make your own financial decisions. So all the research is done in my previous videos, so I'm going to jump into the computer now and we'll go over the top 5 stocks that I would buy right now. So here's the list of stocks that I've already done research on. I've done that in the previous 2 videos, which I will link. But now we're going to pick our top 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete anything with a debt to equity above 80% because I just don't want any companies that have a debt to equity that high. So we've sorted, we're going to delete all the ones above 80%. So delete rows. So now we've narrowed our list a little bit. The next thing I do is I'm going to delete those that have no dividend growth. So I'm just going to sort again. And I'm just going to delete all of those that have no dividend growth because I'm not interested in those companies. Also going to delete those that I'm not sure about their dividend growth because we've got plenty of yeses. We know that they're growing really well. So I can discount the I don't knows for now. In my previous video, I'm just not sure what the dividends are doing right now. So if I was buying right now today, I wouldn't be looking at these companies. That leaves us with 12 companies. The next thing I'm going to do, if they've had no past price growth, while I do mainly focus on dividend growth, if the company hasn't had any growth with the stock price, then it's probably, unless the dividend was outstanding, not a company that I'm interested in holding. And I'm going to delete all of the no's for the past, which I explained in my last video what I meant by that. And there's also one for no current price growth, which means the stock isn't just growing right now at all. The I don't knows is where the price has fallen, but we're still not sure where the price will go in the future. But because of this no for Cromwell Property, the stock is not growing, I'm going to delete that one as well. So that leaves us with 7 stocks that I would consider pretty good, but I'm going to put them and let you know the order of my top 5. I'm going to go in order of my favorite down to my least favorite, even though all of the 5 are ones that I would buy. So Rio is my top pick right now. It's had really good price growth from 2016, so it's growing. It's a growth stock. The franking is 100%, so I like the tax benefits from that. It's shown really strong dividends over the long term. You might be wondering about the price drop today. It's just gone ex-dividend today. That's why the price has dropped and why the dividend yield looks a little bit higher. Stocks always fall on the ex-dividend date and then they slowly creep back up, so I'm not too worried about that. I actually bought it before the ex-dividend date so I could lock in the next dividend, but I plan to hold this one over the long term. It's a really good dividend stock and a really good growth stock, and that's why I like it and why it's my top pick right now. Okay, my second pick is the Abacus Property Group. It's shown really good growth in the past. There does seem to be growth right now, although it's still trading below its moving average. So I don't know quite where the price is going to go, but it does look like it's rising again. And I feel like it's got a good way to go back up. I feel like it's at least going up another $1 or something. I feel like it will cross over the moving average line in the next 6-12 months. Dividends have been pretty stable. They're back to paying dividends again in 2021, which is great. It's got a good dividend yield and overall, I think it's a pretty solid company. I don't think it's a long-term growth company, but I do think because of the price right now, it will show some growth over the next 12 months, hopefully, and the dividends are nice and stable. So that's why it's my second pick. Growth Point Properties is my third pick, and it's very similar to Abacus Property Group for the reasons I've chosen it. Again, it's shown good growth in the past, and even though it's trading currently below its moving average, it is rising again. So it could be good to lock in a low price point as it rises again, hopefully. There's been really good dividend growth in the past. There wasn't in 2020, but they do seem to be getting back into their dividends, which is really good. Even at the current price, it's actually a really good dividend yield to lock in, and hopefully they can increase and grow again. So yep, that's my third pick. The Charter Hall REIT only has data for 5 years, which is why it's not higher. It's my fourth pick. It has shown growth in the past, and like most of the other property groups, it does look like it's increasing, even though it's still trading below its moving average. Same with dividends. Dividends have shown really good growth. So overall, I think it's a really nice one to pick up with a strong dividend yield and strong growth. And so that's my fourth pick. Spark Infrastructure comes in last. It's not my favorite of the 5, which is why it comes last. I obviously think it's still a good, decent dividend stock, and it's got a nice dividend yield. And I think that it's, for dividend purposes only, for income purposes only, it's a good stock to hold. The reason it comes in last for me, though, is that the debt to equity is 75%, which is still lower and fits into my criteria, but it's getting on the high side. Even though it's shown growth with dividends in the past, it has fallen a bit. I mean, that has something to do with 2020 and probably coming into the early 2021, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But I can't see them dropping it too much. I think they'll keep it around this level and start to grow it again. Price-wise, however, it's not the strongest growth stock, which is the reason it comes in last also. Around 2017, it's kind of stopped growing and it's been slowly declining. Since this is my list and what I would buy, I would probably buy it, but I wouldn't put a whole lot of money into it, even though the dividends are great. So I'd buy it for the income and not the growth. But those are my top 5, with my favourite obviously being number 1, Rio Tinto. Then coming in second was the Abacus Property Group. Then we had Growth Point in number 3, the Charter Hall Real Estate Investment Trust at number 4, and coming in last, Spark Infrastructure. Thanks so much for watching. What are the top 5 companies that you would buy today? Let me know in the comments down below. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.